In these final moments, Sung Chal closes his eyes, awaiting his fate. As the spears rapidly approach to skewer him, the sounds of twangs fill the air, followed by whistling and thuds, and then screams. Sung Chal, in a surprised state, opens his eyes to see many of the surrounding hwarang filled with arrows. Some lie dead in the grass while others slouch on their saddles. The remaining hwarang regroup in a protective semicircle around Advisor Ji-hoon, no longer bothering with trying to execute Sung Chal and Yubin. At that moment, a hearty laugh can be heard on the crest of the opposing hill. Sung Chal gazes up to see a well-built young man with a beard and warm eyes atop a glorious battle horse, surrounded by Kokuryo soldiers, with bows resting in their hands. These Kokuryo soldiers, while manning the border, are attached to one of Kokuryo's armies, and so are outfitted in the standard army gear. They don iron armor that looks like the scales of a fish or a dragon, grey in color while wearing helms with a black horsetail plume on top.
The audacity of Sheila grows each day. Do you take the might of Kokuryo that lightly, that you would slaughter someone who sings sanctuary within our borders in front of this prince's eyes?
The prince narrows his eyes as he reaches for his sword by his side. Advisor Ji-hoon clears his throat.
Of course not, Your Highness, Prince Wang. We are simply eliminating Sheila traitors who committed dastardly deeds and must be punished accordingly. They seek sanctuary to flee from their crimes. We are simply executing justice.
Like I would believe those lies. One looks like a noble house steward who can't even handle a blade, and the other, a lowly soldier. What dastardly deeds could they commit? Begone! I am not afraid to shed more Sheila blood today.
With this statement, Prince Wang urges his horse a step forward as it snorts. The surrounding Kokuryo soldiers raise their bows in firing position, ready to slay the remaining hwarang. Seeing the determination of Prince Wang and the Kokuryo soldiers, Advisor Ji-hoon relents.
Your Highness, we can only bow to your determination. We shall depart from the field.
With that, Ji-hoon turns his horse around and gallops away with the remaining hwarang. Looking at their backs, they have a zombie quality to them, not dead, but not alive. Their morale broken after losing their comrades for nothing. With the hwarang retreating, Sung Chal lets out a grateful sigh. Meanwhile, Yubin collapses on the ground in relief. He hears a horse approach. Looking up, he spots Prince Wang dismounting, who raises his arms wide with a smile on his face.
Feeling alright?
He pats Sung Chal on the arm.
Glad we could stop those Sheila bastards in time. It always brings a smile to my face when we can thwart them. More and more. I want more.
Thank you, Your Highness. Without your intervention, I would be dead.
Sung Chal bows in respect to Prince Wang. The prince smiles kindly in return, his eyes twinkling.
An enemy of Sheila is a friend of mine. Come with us. This prince would like to hear more about your story in depth.
With a wave of his arm, the prince summons a soldier with 2 extra horses for Sung Chal and Yubin to ride back to their army base near the border. Sung Chal and Yubin mount and the group gallop away from the brief but violent scene. After about 15 minutes of travel, Sung Chal spots a large army encampment in the distance. Rows upon rows of white tents fill the horizon while tall, menacing log walls surround them, covered with towers scattered throughout the walls. It is an impressive sight to behold. Sung Chal can't help but sigh in admiration. Yubin remarks,
Prince Wang, this encampment is impressive. I can see why Kokuryo has such a strong military. The tents are orderly, allowing for lanes for quick mobilization, even under surprise attack. And the way the towers are spread out will make it difficult for attackers to overwhelm the perimeter in a short time.
By God! You're a genius for a hunter. You know strategy. You clearly aren't a hunter. You clearly are a soldier, and seems like a strategist to go with it. Come, we're almost there. You will have to relay your story to me in full once we get to my command tent. Hyah!
Prince Wang sprints his horse the final 100 or so yards to the gate where some guards on sentry duty promptly salute him. One of his bodyguards nudges Sung Chal.
The general is always like this. He's like a lion in ferocity, and he loves to do first, then think later.
With that, Sung-chal and company gallop after the prince into the base. As the group head towards the center of the base, Yubin notices how well organized this army is. Tents are sorted by divisions in their own blocks, and soldiers are practicing their skills of war in the large open areas serving as training fields. Some are sparring, while others are practicing their archery. Groups of soldiers are running for endurance, while others work on hand-to-hand combat. Yubin whispers to Sung-chal.
I never saw a Sheila army as impressive as this one. I feel like the only reason Sheila has ever been able to hold on is due to the Hwarang.
Sung-chal contemplates for a moment as they draw closer to their destination, a square tent 4 times larger than any of the others, heavily protected with soldiers 5 feet from each other, ensuring nobody can get in without permission. Sung-chal answers Yubin.
It would make sense. The Hwarang are the lead of Sheila. Not only are they brave warriors, they are smart. Battles are not only won with steel and will, but also strategy and tactics.
Yubin nods in agreement. At this point, they have arrived to the command tent and dismount. The guards at the tent search Yubin and Sung-chal before allowing them to proceed into the tent with a salute. Sung-chal and Yubin enter the tent. Surprisingly for a prince's tent, it is rather Spartan, more of a strict military officer's style than a royal's. There are no frills nor fancy furniture, and in the center of the public portion is a long rectangular table with wooden chairs surrounding it, likely for war councils. Sung-chal nods with approval. He prefers military men who are upright compared to the magistrate Li, who sacrificed innocence for greed. While in his own little world thinking, Sung-chal hears a fake cough, transporting him back to the present. He looks up to see Prince Wang seated at the head of the table with his arm gesturing for Sung-chal and Yubin to sit down. The pair oblige.
So, mystery man, what is your story? What did you manage to do to be hunted down by the Hwarang?
Sung-chal clears his throat before relaying his story.
I am Sung-chal, a humble hunter's son who lives in a village in Sheila, near the sea.
Sung-chal and Yubin spend the next few hours recounting the events that have led them to this point. At the conclusion of their tale, Prince Wang is leaning forward with his head resting on his hand propped up on the table.
You have balls, I'll tell you that. So, Sung-chal and Yubin, what do you want to do now? If you have no current plans, enlist in the army under my command. We always need good warriors, and you fit that criteria. What do you say?
Sung-chal pauses for a moment, thinking. He does need to solve the mystery of his heritage through the pendant, but he realizes he has no money or connections. In the short term, making a name of himself in the military isn't a bad idea, especially with the support of Prince Wang. Before he can answer, Yubin pipes in.
Your Highness, I want to be useful in the military as well. I would like to study military strategy and tactics. As a former steward, I'm sure I can assist with logistics and supply. But I want to learn the ways of war to be better assistance to Sung-chal.
That's the spirit. I approve. I'll have you assist under my strategist, Shin.
He beckons to a nearby guard, who approaches.
Please guide Yubin here to strategist Shin. Let Shin know he has an apprentice.
The guard nods and leaves the tent with Yubin following behind. Prince Wang turns back to Sung-chal.
Now, have you made a decision?
Sung-chal slowly nods.
Your Highness, it would be my honor to serve in your army.
Sung-chal immediately rises from his chair and bows on one knee before the prince. Prince Wang also rises and beckons Sung-chal up.
Ha! Very good, Sung-chal. I'm glad to have someone of your caliber in this army. You will stay by my side as a member of my bodyguard, the ferocious tigers. I will also send you on missions.
Prince Wang pats Sung-chal on the shoulder.
See me tomorrow. One of my attendants will show you to your tent.
Sung-chal salutes and exits the tent following the attendant. Sung-chal smiles and thinks,
Father, I have reached Koguryo. I will discover my heritage, but I will also strike back at Sheila by following Prince Wang. This is my solemn promise. This is my homage to you. Rest well, Father. Until next time on The Path to King. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Path to King, our new narrative radio show program similar to radio show programs from the 1940s and 50s. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you continue to enjoy the future episodes we're coming out with. Now, you're watching on YouTube, so you're watching a past video. But you ever wondered where you can watch the live premieres? Well, we premiere them live on twitch.tv/protector_6. That's my Twitch channel. And every other Monday around 9:30 p.m. EST, we premiere a new episode. So I hope you join us for the live premieres so you can give your live comments live real time and have us, me, and the others who've worked on this project, such as Disco Volante, answer your questions, talk with you. It's awesome time. It's like a movie premiere, but it happens every other week. So I'm attaching my socials so you can follow us. As you see, there's my Twitch, Protector_6. We also have a Discord. We do have a Twitter, a YouTube, obviously, and we do have a Facebook. We also have a TikTok, but it's unrelated. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoy our future episodes so you can watch on demand on YouTube. But we'd also love for you to join us for our live premieres. So remember, every other Monday night, 9:30 p.m. EST, new episodes live of The Path to King. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video.